guys, welcome to another tutorial with Loyal Fire, Tuts and Tech. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create the reverse reverb effect. Now there are some plugins like Space Designer in Logic, and I think there's one in Reason as well, where you can have the option of creating a reverse effect in the reverb plugin. Now the effect that I'm going to show you today is a bit different, and it's the original where you create the reverb before the actual signal, before the actual sound, rather than the reverb coming afterwards and then reversed, which is what the plugins do. And this effect is a good way of introducing a vocal or a sound where it's kind of coming out of nowhere and you want it to be not so sudden. It's particularly good for vocals. It can also create quite a haunting effect if you want that kind of thing as well. So let's have a listen to the vocal that we've got.
I need you to believe.
Okay, Georgie Chappell on the vocal there, brilliant vocalist. She's going to be on some of my tracks that I'm releasing as Max Mayers if you want to check them out. Okay, so what we're going to do is get the very beginning syllable of the vocal, which is that right there. We don't want to get any more than that because otherwise it might sound too messy and not as pronounced. We get that and we put a copy of it down there. Now you want to make sure this is a copy and not the actual file, because if you reverse it you might reverse some of your other vocals. Obviously it depends on what you're working with, but in Logic that's the way it works. And then now you've got your copy, what you want to do is you want to reverse it. So you go to Functions, Reverse. Now I've already done that and that's why it sounds like that. And then what we're going to do is put a reverb on it, which sounds like that. You want a nice big tail, nice loud reverb. You can also do this with a delay as well. You could put a delay on there as well, but I'm just going to use a reverb today. Just make sure your tail's long enough. Okay, I'll probably only use about that much. Any longer than that I'll probably cut off anyway, so I'm just going to keep it as that. And make sure your locator is set to the beginning of it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bounce this down. Okay, so we bounced that out and I've imported it back in here. And the first thing we're going to do is if you double click on it, you get this window here, and we're going to go to Functions, Reverse. Okay, and then the next thing is take as you can see we've got the original sound there. I'm going to take that out. But I'm going to take a bit more out actually, because as you can see it dips down a bit in volume. It's just, obviously it's the same as that does, as the original sound does. But I want the effect to be right up to the vocal. I don't want it to duck before it kicks in. I want it to be, you know, right up to the beginning of where the vocal comes in. So, and then I'm going to drag this up to about there. So we're in line with where it comes in there. Okay, and then I'm just going to move this back a bit. I'm going to probably have it about there. I'm going to create a fade in, and I'm going to create a tiny little fade out at the end just so we don't get any clicks. Okay, so let's have a listen.
I need you to believe.
So there you go. It's a pretty cool effect. Also, you can squash it if you want, so you've got a bit less dynamic, so you can hear the beginning of it a bit more as well. Like that. You can also put a bit of chorus on it to widen it out, put a metal flanger, you could put a bit of distortion on it as well.
I need you.
Just to give it a bit of a different texture, so it's not the same as the actual sound that comes in. You know, just to give it a bit of character. Okay, so let's just quickly have a listen with the beat that I'm going to be mixing it into. Just bring it a bar before.
I need you to believe.
So I hope you found this useful, guys, and maybe you could use it in some of your mixes. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a like. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.
But the blueprint was yet to be drawn.